Broadcast is live. Your life. Where's that?
So John gonna know to stream it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him stream it.
All right, bring your wine glass down, please. So I am recycling the bottles. All right, here, let me put you on mute. Can you see me? Yay! Hi! I feel like I ain't see you in a long time. It's only been since Thursday.
I've just been told we are live.
Yay, we are live. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited because I've been in that closet where you are.
Listen, let me make sure you don't say you can fit my shoes because I'm gonna hang up.
Only when you were thick could I put my feet in your shoes.
Look, literally, okay?
Listen, I'm so excited about talking with you because this is a time where people more than ever need to have coaching that can help them to maximize their potential of moving their lives to another place. And you just did an incredible event in Miami. Am I correct?
At Miami, but it was really in Fort Lauderdale.
In Fort Lauderdale, right. Tell everybody about that event and how successful it was and what you achieved there.
So basically I had an event called Girl Hold My Hand Win a Weekend, and it was where 30 women qualified to be able to attend the entire weekend. It kicked off Friday. How do most women connect? Through shopping, through having some wine, or dancing and enjoying themselves. So it kicked off Friday with just Stormy's Closet shopping experience, networking, connecting, dancing. I told the DJ, make sure you play some old school music. These women partied like it was 2022, and they was the last day of the year, and they was going into 2023. So Friday was just so much fun. Like, I hadn't danced like I danced on Friday probably in a long time, for real. Saturday we woke up with meditation and stretching, and we walked the community. It was very, very expensive homes, mansions, $20 million homes, $30 million homes, $40 million homes. So we was able to walk the neighborhood and just, manifest and open up our reticular activating system. And I told all the women to identify their homes, identify the driveway you want, the front door you want, the backyard you want, just identify the color, like find your house and literally walk the neighborhood and put it together so that you can start to believe that you can have. And so we had an incredible walk through the neighborhood. We walked through the neighborhood for 1 hour. Then we got back in the house and we went around the pool and we had barbecue and we connected with each other, and it was content day, content, connection, and communication day. So that day was designed for you to meet at least 3 powerful women, create new relationships, new sisters that you could possibly create long-term relationships with, women that can open doors for you. And I mean, Saturday we ended with very deep conversations about the things that you must do to get out of your head and into your life. I had some powerful guest women that came. I had Natasha Maine, the Vogue attorney. She is a very, very powerful, prominent divorce attorney. She was there. She was able to impart into the women. I had Tammy Price, who is one of my millionaire students, who was able to go from homeless to 7 figures plus, in just 1 year. She was one of the guests that was there. She's actually the woman, I don't know if you saw the video that has gone bonkers all over the world, gone viral. I also had Natalie, not Natalie, but I had Anetta Powell there, Anetta Powell is my angel. She is someone who does big things in the real estate market industry. She's an investor. She owns tax businesses. She was able to impart in the women. I had Tina. Tina owns 8 Wingstop franchises. She was the first woman to open up a Wingstop franchise in Florida, and she now owns 8. And then I had Tamika Mallory, who was there as like a civil rights activist. She worked for Al Sharpton for 14 years in part, and Claudine Hibbert, who was a successful realtor and an investor. She was there. So it was a powerful weekend with powerful women. And then Sunday we partied. We went on a yacht, my yacht. It was a beautiful experience. I was able to take the women on my yacht. We went on the water, we jet skied, we swam, we partied, we ate, we danced. We just enjoyed each other's company. So it was a very powerful weekend that was designed to inspire and to help them to elevate mentally. I believe that the highest human act is inspiration. And so they left that weekend very inspired. And it was only for people either in my community or people that were coming to impart.
Well, you know, the thing that you did with them is so important because I used to drive all over Miami Beach and Miramar and Coral Gables and Fort Lauderdale, looking at beautiful mansions and imagining myself being in them, not just cleaning them, as I did when I went with my mama. And what it does, it's in alignment with what we're taught. I'll give you all your eyes can see. And that experience that you provided for women with Girl Hold My Hand expands their vision. And as you said, activate the reticular activating system in their brain. It's a group like cells at the base of the brain that filters what gets through, what danger there might be, and what's important to you. And it peaks the level of awareness. And it's really a success mechanism that when you're focused, and that's why our conversation is about stay focused and keep it moving. When you are focused, what it does, it allows you to see things that the masses can't see because they're caught up in the distractions. And when you're on this path, things happen. And there always will be distractions. That's a part of the process. That's why they call this the attention economy. And that's why alcoholism has increased in the United States and around the world. And the suicide rate has increased because people are focused more on their problems rather than on solutions, on what is it I need to do? Who is it I need to be that can move my life forward? And here's the thing about it. You're making impact with women from all walks of life around the world. And when you do that, and I want people to listen to what I'm about to say, you're going to get some pushback. You're going to have some critics. And here's the thing about critics. There's never been a statue erected to a critic. Now, I saw you talking to this lady about what she was eating, and she obviously was where I was. I used to be on a seafood diet that everything I saw, I ate it. And I saw you licking your fingers and everything. I said, you know what? I was salivating. I said, that's got to be some good chicken up in here, up in here. And what I know is that the kind of work that you're doing with women, oddly enough, we need more of that because the kind of work that you're doing will allow us to create a new kind of culture. And nobody else is doing what it is that you're doing, exposing people to a larger vision of themselves. And I like for Vanessa to cue up the promotional video, because if she can play it, I like for people to see what that experience was and how when people would come and see and the excitement in their eyes. I wanted to put on one of my sister, Margaret Ann Sampson. I'm not going to tell you her name. I threatened to put on one of my sister's wigs and put a scarf around my face and get a pair of your shoes, put some Vaseline in those shoes and push my feet in them and sneak up in there. I wanted to come. You said, no, this is for women only. And I think that the more communities that are created around values, around things that you believe in, around dreams, around content that can give you methods and techniques on how to create the next greatest version of yourself, around the relationships that you can build, collaborative, achievement driven, supportive relationships that will allow you to begin to put your success on steroids. The more events that we have of that nature, we can begin to become the dominant culture rather than the smaller culture. I strongly believe the world exists as it does because people of darkness and evil, they work harder than people who are doing some good work. And you're doing some good work, and your goal is to multiply the voices, multiply the level of consciousness, and help people to know and to believe and discover the truth about themselves. As Bob Proctor would say, you were born rich. When I think about your background and the experience that you came from, you decided that where you were was not going to be your destiny. So I want you to talk about the dramatic, radical change that took place in Stormy, that when you looked at yourself one day, a moment, and you said to that person that was looking back at you, this is not me. I've got to do something differently. Let's talk about that moment.
You know, to be honest with you, like I've had several of those moments. I call them my defining moments.
Yes.
And I remember one of the moments, I was probably around 13 years old. And it just came to my mind. I remember telling my mom that I'm so inspired by you. And I remember her that day getting excited. And I was like, no, Mom, I'm inspired not to be like you. And
Hold on. Okay, you can't run past that like that. Don't go crash. Come on, hold it. Pump your brakes, my sister. Pump your brakes. You said, I'm inspired by you. And she was excited. And then what did you say?
I told her that I was inspired not to be like her. And I knew it was going to hurt her feelings. But my dad used to always teach me when I was a little girl, tough love. Tough love does something to you. And most people learn through tough love than through soft love. And I knew it was going to piss her off, but I wanted her to make a change. And when I say I wanted her to make a change, my mom used to be a drug dealer, and my mom used to use the drugs she sold. And I remember we had a Jack and Jill bathroom where it was my room, the bathroom, and her room. And my mom smoked cigarettes, and she smoked weed, and she smoked crack. And I was 13 years old, and I would know the difference between how she was smoking when she was smoking weed, when she was smoking cigarettes, and when she was smoking crack, because the flick sound of the lighter. One flick was a cigarette, two flicks was the weed, multiple flicks was crack.
Whoa.
So I used to know what she was doing by the flicks. That's why to this very day, I don't like to hear the flick of a lighter, because it reminds me, it triggers that time in my life when my mom was on crack. So I remember telling her at 13 years old that I'm inspired not to be like you. And my mom later on told me that because I shared with her that I knew the difference between weed, crack, and cigarettes. That was the day she quit smoking. That was the day. That was the day she quit smoking crack, because of that tough love I gave her. So I grew up understanding tough love. I grew up having tough love from my dad, tough love from my mom, and it helped me to become the woman I am today. And so I'm hard on myself, and I'm very tough on the people around me, because I never transformed through soft love, and the people around me never transformed through soft love. It was always the tough love. And so I could also remember my defining moment. It was about 2013. I was probably 60 pounds heavier. I had just given birth to my son, and I didn't realize that after I had lost my mom took her last breath as I was holding her hand. I didn't realize that it took me to a very dark place. I didn't know my mom was dying. August 26th of 2011, I watched her take her last breath, and she passed away. And for the first 90 days, I was strong. I was fighting. I was doing my thing. And literally like 90 days later, I went through a depression. I was depressed for 3.5 years. And in that depression, I got married. In that depression, I went from making $80,000 a month to literally applying for food stamps. And I moved into this really dark house. It had dark furniture, dark walls, no light would come in. I had a Porsche Panamera at the time. I couldn't afford to pay the car note on the Panamera. The check engine light would come on all the time. So I remember putting a sticky note over the check engine light because I just couldn't look at the check engine light. And I used to wake up every day and I used to think, man, I'm just waking up on the wrong side of the bed. And I remember one day I went to church, right? And the pastor was just talking about just the relationship with yourself and how you got to make powerful decisions versus popular decisions. And I remember in that moment, I came home. And when I went home that day, I went home realizing that something was significantly wrong with me. I no longer was willing to accept the fact that I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. At this point, I had gotten married to someone that I would have never married. I had no friends, no family around. I literally isolated myself. And long story short, I remember reading this book called The Magic of Believing by John Claude Bristol.
Bristol,
And
yes.
John Claude Bristol. And in that book, he talked about the mirror technique. And I was desperate. I had prayed, I fasted. At this point in my life, I wouldn't curse. I would wear, shirts up to here. I wouldn't show no legs, no cleavage. I was very conservative. I was in church on Wednesday. I was in church on Saturday, helping clean up. I was in church on Sunday. Like I was a very holier than thou church girl in church every day.
Okay, but I want you to pause for a moment. You made a lot of money and you lost it. How did you lose it?
I lost my mind. When I lost my mom, I lost myself. So after I lost my mom, I didn't have it no more. A piece of me was taken. Yes. And I was depressed for 3.5 years after I had lost my mom.
How did you make the money that you earned? What did you do? What was the profession or the business that you were involved in?
Multi-level marketing. My claim to fame came through distribution and multi-level marketing.
Yes. Interactive distribution. Fantastic. And so you had lost your mind. And now there you are spiraling from depression of losing your mother, and your life is just a wreck. So how did you get back on track? How did you get back on the path to become the Stormy that we see now?
So I read the book, The Magic of Believing. I did the fast and I did the praying. I did the no cursing. I did the no clubbing. I did the just really in the Bible. I would read the book of Proverbs every day, 31 Proverbs, 31 days. Like, listen. And after reading The Magic of Believing, I'm like, I got to figure this out. And I remember reading a passage in the book that talked about the mirror technique. And it talked about how you go in the mirror and you just have an experience with yourself. And so one day I'm like, I'm already down. What's the worst case scenario? So I went in the bathroom and I locked the door and I just went in the mirror and I looked deep into my soul and I had a serious discussion with myself. I looked at myself and I'm like, what happened to you? You're fat. You're broke. You don't have no friends. You live in this house that it looks horrible. And I had lost myself. But in that moment, I like cursed myself out. I'm like, what's going on with you? I'm cursing myself out in this mirror. And I decided to leave myself in the bathroom, my old self in the bathroom that day. And I remember crying, tears coming out down my eyes, snot coming out of my nose. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I curse Les Brown. I call myself every B, every stupid, every name that you could think about. I call myself every name. And I decided that I was not going to be the same woman that walked in the bathroom that walked out. And when I walked out of that bathroom, it's like, for real, it's like the scales was removed from my eyes. And I'm like, what am I doing with this man? How did I marry this guy? Oh my God. I started opening the blinds. I'm like, this house is dark. Why is this house dark? I started opening the blinds. I went in the refrigerator. I'm looking at the food. It was margaritas at the time, strawberries, margaritas. I had old, what is that place called? Old Chipotle in the refrigerator. Like I'm looking at my house. My car was dirty. My closet was dirty. Everything was dirty. I just saw everything. And I just started cleaning up everything. I opened up the windows, turned on some music, opened up the windows, the blinds, and I just started like literally repairing my life after I had realized 3.5 years later what I had done to myself. I really did not realize what I had done to myself.
It's amazing how we experience things and people handle things differently. But that moment, you said the woman who went in the bathroom, you left her in there and you came out, and this person emerged, and you begin to continue to pursue in the area of self-development, and you have built an incredible community of Girl Hold My Hand, and you've impacted women and men around the world. I watch you, I study you, I see you as my spiritual daughter, and I'm learning from you. They say you're never too old to learn, you're never too young to teach. And one of the things that I admire about you is those 4 principles. Let's talk about the conversation we had about that: integrity and honesty. What are the 4 principles that governs your life?
Rich. It's the acronym for respect, integrity, character, and honor. That is my foundation that I live by.
Respect, integrity, character, and honor.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to go through each one of those. Let's talk about respect.
So respect. I believe that you cannot respect anybody else until you first respect yourself. I feel like a lot of people have imposter syndrome. They don't accept who they are. They don't embrace who they are. They don't even know who they are. When me personally, I've made a decision that I'm getting to learn me every day. Every experience, every obstacle, everything that I experience changes who I am. So every day I wake up in the morning, I check in with myself. Like, how are you doing, Stormy? How you feeling, Stormy? And I check in with me to make sure I'm okay and to make sure that I'm aware and I respect how I feel. If I wake up and I'm not in a good mood, I ask myself, why? What's wrong with you today? Who's the matter with you? What's going on with you? Why you feel this way? And if it's a conversation that I need to have with somebody, or a conversation I need to have with myself, or if it's something that I can't control, I'll quickly go into the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I literally do that every morning. Then I go right into my whole philosophy as well is like, you say this all the time: if you don't live it, don't teach it. So I believe that if you don't live it, it dies. So everything I teach is what I live and who I am. So integrity. I tell people that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you should do is check in with yourself. The second thing you should do is, of course, tell God thank you for waking you up in the morning. You don't have to do no big prayer dissertation. Just thank you, feel it, live it, clap, get excited. And I do personal development in the mornings. Every morning before I get out of my bed, I listen to something. A lot of the audios you send me, I listen to it, from Neville Goddard to Les Brown to Miles Monroe to TD Jakes, Napoleon Hill. Every morning I'm in my bed, listening to audio. Integrity. Don't teach something that you don't do. Don't be something or pretend to be something that you're not. And it's like, once you speak about it, you either have to walk through it or be already in it. And so I just believe in integrity and not just talking about something, being a public success and a private failure. Like, what you see is what you get with me. Yes. I am who I am. It's like, it's no secrets. It ain't no lies. It's like, this is what it is. This is Stormy. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Have personal respect and integrity for yourself and just don't deal with me. It's that simple. So I believe in being true to you and having integrity, saying what you mean and meaning what you say, regardless if it hurts. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you're going to be something, be it. Having integrity, not doing in the light, which you're not doing in the dark, which you're not willing to do in the light. That's integrity for me. Character. Being true, like, I'm always surrounded by a lot of people. A lot of people count on me to tell them the truth. One of my greatest self-reflections is being that person that's gonna tell you the truth, tell you how it is. That's character, not lying. Like, if you come through the door with an outfit on, you think you look cute, I'm the girl that's gonna be like, that don't look good. That don't look good on you. You come with a new hairdo, you think you look good. I'm like, that don't look good. I'm in the weight loss industry. If you come around me and you done gain some weight, I'm like, girl, what you eating? We got to get it together. So character to me is something that we lack in the world. A lot of people don't like the truth. I believe that people love to believe the lies that they were told versus the truth that has set them free. So character to me is being willing to tell somebody like it is, how it is, even if it hurts, but if it's going to help them, you be that person. So that's me. I'm always going to be of good character. Most people believe their doubts and doubt their beliefs, not me. So if you're in proximity to me, my goal is to not just be the rawest, baddest chick around. I want my whole crew. I want all of us to be respected, to be recognized, and to look and be our very best. That's character to me. And honor. You know, I believe that your life will be a manifestation of those you choose to honor and those you choose to dishonor. And so 3 people you pay attention to: the people that left you in your time of need. Never forget those people. Honor that. Those people that helped you in your time of need, don't forget those people. Honor that. I don't care if you ever helped me. I still have great relationship with people that helped me to this very day, unless they decided that they didn't want to have anything to do with me. But I honor you. I don't care if you blessed me 10 years ago. I would never forget that time when you came into my life and you changed my life. So those that helped you in your time of need, those that left you in your time of need, and those that hurt you in your time of need. I believe that those are 3 people that you just never forget. Honor that. Till death do us part. You know, honor. My mom died August 26th of 2011. It's been 12 years. I honor my mom with my life. I talk about my mom every day. I think about her every day. And I remember her through her birthday, throughout holidays. I'm always honoring because she is a woman that gave me life. And so I live my life like that. And that's a part of why I believe that I always vibrate very high, because of how I live my life. Rich.
First of all, I think that there are people who are hearing you for the first time and an expanded view and able to get some insight into what drives you. And it's not about the bling bling and the pocketbooks that's behind you and those beautiful shoes that I went in there and saw those shoes that said, I got to try one of these on. I just said, look at here, up it here. But what you're saying, respect, integrity, character, honor. But you also believe in something else. And that is creating a culture, a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. People have goals and dreams, people that are going in the direction of where you're going. That's when you put Girl Hold My Hand together. That's building a community, a culture that will help people to begin to see themselves differently and to build strategic connections and relationships that can help them to get to where they want to go. I want you to talk about when you came up with the whole concept of Girl Hold My Hand.
So it's several occurrences that happened that gave me the idea. I believe subconsciously, like, you got to understand, like, my mom passed away August 26th of 2011. Imagine, I thought my mom was coming home that day. We was just laughing and joking. She had just ordered some shrimp, and I bought her some shrimp and some pigeon peas and rice and some plantains, and she was eating. My mom was eating. Her physical therapist came in the room and was stretching her out, and 5 minutes later, she was dead. She was gone. So when my mom was hyperventilating and you know, her body was making these funny moves, I was holding her hand like, Mom, relax. You know, I was telling her to relax. I was telling my mom, like, just relax. Like, don't, calm down, because I thought she was having an anxiety attack. So I literally was able to hold her hand as she took her last breath. So I believe subconsciously that had been inside my spirit, but I didn't actually come up with Girl Hold My Hand until like 2016. And let me tell you what happened. So my girl, Natalie Nicole, my number one earning student in the United States, Natalie Nicole, she went to Howard, graduated from Howard. She's big on women empowerment as well. She's my top student. She did over $8 million in the last 2 years as my mentee. And she had a women's event, right? And she invited me to this women's event, and I was the keynote speaker. And I remember when I walked in the room, Mr. Brown, it was a bunch of beautiful women. I'm talking about like professional, beautiful. They had their Chanel, their Birkins, their Louis Vuittons, and everybody was just sitting there like with their hands crossed, and nobody was talking to each other. Like, it's a women's empowerment event, and everybody just looking like they had attitudes. And I felt the negative energy, and I'm like, this is not right. Like, I'm not about to go speak in this room, and they think they're doing me a favor. So I'm like, Natalie, do you mind if I just have a conversation with the girls? Do you mind? And she was like, no, coach, go ahead. And mind you, it wasn't even my turn to speak. Mm-hmm. And I went up, I grabbed the mic, and I said, I want you to turn to the left, and I want you to turn to the right, and I want you to look that woman in the eyes. And they still wouldn't do it. I said, listen, put your purse down. And then I said, do you know the woman that's sitting next to you? wants to be loved just like you. I said, you know, the woman that's sitting next to you on the right has some pain just like you. Do you know the woman on the right or the left of you wants to be admired, adored, and appreciated just like you? And literally, you could see all the women like crying. I said, look at that girl next to you. No, she wants to feel pretty just like you. She wants somebody to love and treat her like a queen just like you. But you know what? We all have some pain. We all been betrayed. We all been hurt. And I said, hold that woman hand next to you. They all held each other hand. And I didn't have to say nothing else. They started hugging each other, just talking to each other. And the whole entire energy in the room changed. And I text my graphic designer. I said, look up girlholdmyhand.com. I said, if girlholdmyhand.com is available, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And he texted me back and he said, girlholdmyhand.com is available. And that was the day Girl Hold My Hand was birthed.
Wow. Whoa, that's a jaw dropper. Up it here. Drop the mic, pick it up and drop it again. What kind of feedback have you gotten from women who have been a part of this? I'm familiar with it, but I want you to share with the audience the benefit that people have gotten out of it.
You know, it's so many things. Like my event this weekend, like it's so funny, and I just love just time. Like, for example, right now there's a lot of energy going on around me, and I love it. Like I love it. I love it. I tell you, I love it. And one of the things I got this weekend a lot, Mr. Brown, Les, you got to hear this. So many women, as we went around the room, because everybody was able to introduce themselves. And they were like, I first heard about you because the question was, who were you coming in this event experience? Who are you leaving out? And how did you find out about Stormy Wellington and Girl Hold My Hand? Prompt, no lie, about 70% of the women said somebody was talking bad about you. So many people talking bad about you. I came to your page and I wanted to know, is this true? Is somebody that disgusting? Is somebody that horrible? I was so intrigued to meet this lady that these people are talking so bad about. And they came and they fell in love.
Oh my goodness,
I promise you, Vanessa, right here. 70% of the women were like, I came ready to hate you.
Oh my goodness, you can't make this stuff up.
And I'm telling you, like engineers, professional women, like they're like, you changed my life. I believe in myself. I have standards. I have values. I love myself. I accept myself for who I am. I left my husband. I left an abusive relationship. I left an abusive relationship where I was getting beaten, where I was being spoken to like a dog. You made me have confidence. You know, at least 19 women every year have an event called The Awakening. And oh my God, I wasn't going to do it next year, but this is making me want to do it. At least 19 women come minimum every year. I've been doing this event for 7 years. At least 19 women. And I used to charge $99 for this event. And now it's $3,000 to $15,000, right? But at least 19 women come to this event suicidal. And they leave with a newfound love for themselves, literally telling me how I was going to kill myself the day before. I wrote my death letter. You know, I had a lady at my event this weekend who said her sister committed suicide, death by suicide. And she said, if I did not find this community, I was thinking that was what I wanted to do too. You would have never thought. Beautiful, excited about life, like very interactive, but you'd have never thought prior to the community, she was suicidal. So, you know, I'm no pastor. I'm not that. I'm just a woman who I live life and I teach people how to live life through my life experiences. And I've been through everything. I've been through betrayal, hurt, people dogging me, all kind of stuff. But it's just, to me, it's a part of impact. How can you want to be the most impactful women that ever have lived without being impacted? Impact attracts attacks, and I understand that. So I take the good and the bad. And I be like,
impact attracts attacks.
Yes, indeed.
Come on now. Oh, yes, I'm going to borrow that from you, but I'll give you credit, my sister. Impact attracts attacks. Yes. I think about rich, respect, integrity, character, and honor. Those are some principles that governs your life, and all of us can use those to govern our lives. And these are things that we can teach our children too, because what they're going through right now and the things that they're exposed to is not teaching them those type of principles. That these are things that people should be getting in school. What is it that, as you look at you now, and we are in the fourth quarter this year, I know you are not only looking at finishing strong and helping those who are part of your tribe finish strong, but you're priming for 2023. What's the major goal that Stormy Wellington wants to achieve with her life?
I love changing somebody's life. Like, I just love watching somebody else come into the realization of who they really are and watching them blossom from a little caterpillar to a butterfly. I just love it. I love the metamorphosis of self-actualization and acceptance of oneself. And so my goal is to build my community. Like, I don't want anybody in proximity to me if they don't want to be in proximity to me. I want you to be a voluntary army. Like we are here because we want to be here. You have something that we want. You have just a power about yourself, a boldness. You know, you have such an energy about yourself that we want to embody. Like, I want people around me who can take what I have and understand it. It's not what's taught, it's what's caught. Like, watch how I live. You know, I can tell you this past weekend, two things that will blow your mind. So imagine 50 Black women in a community walking around one of the wealthiest zip codes in the world. Okay. I didn't realize it till like today. They came to the house at like 7 o'clock and told us we have to get out of the house by 10 o'clock or they're going to use forcible actions to remove us from the house because we have breached the contract.
What kind of breach was it?
Listen, we wasn't loud. Now, there was a point in time where it was a little music, but the music was louder on Friday. But listen, we took the walk on Saturday. All the neighbors were like, who are y'all? What do y'all do? Like, come on, you got 50 Black women marching through a community that they never seen 50 Black women march through the wealthiest community, zip code in the world. So everybody was looking out the windows, taking pictures. These white folks was going crazy. I'm just being honest with you. And that night when they came, of course, thank God my attorney was on site because she was able to go over the contract. And at first, Vanessa and John is going crazy. We got to get out of here. We got 2 hours. I'm like, wait a minute. So I said to myself, self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Peace be still. I called my attorney. My attorney got the contract to Vanessa. She's reading over it. She says, okay, this isn't many people here. She did a head count. Okay, we good there. The noise is not loud. We're having a conversation. The party was done with 3 hours ago, and the music wasn't loud because we was in the house. The house is 15,000 square feet. We're not belligerent. These are professional women. They're just Black. She reads over the contract. She gets on the phone with the lady. You guys have to get out right now. You have breached the contract. And if you don't remove yourself, and mind you, they sent 3 securities less. 3 securities were in the house like this. It was crazy. Standing there, looking at us like we're crazy. If you guys don't get out of here, we're going to use forcible actions to remove you. And I'm like, so I'm visualizing. I got excited though. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, what are they going to throw us out on our head? I wouldn't have said, I told my team, I said, if they come in here, please, I have 4 camera people. I want all cameras on me because I want to see this forcible removal. I was excited. I had them put on my shoes. I had tightened up my little outfit. I kept looking at the clock, waiting for 10 o'clock to come.
Yes.
I was ready. I said, ladies, I just want y'all to know, self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power.
No, say that slower. Say it again. Self-control is strength.
Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Peace be still. I said, I'm letting y'all know I'm upset right now. They're telling us we got to get out. I paid $45,000 for this house. We are not in any breach of contract. My attorney was like, go do your thing. I got this. She got on the phone with the lady. The lady was very, very, very rude. You guys got to get out. You have breached the contract. All of this. I went and spoke to the security. I said, y'all can't be in here. This is embarrassing. At least stand outside. They said, listen, man, we're just doing our job. I said, let me just get this straight, because my security was there too. It was only two. I had two securities. I said, and what is forcible removal? You guys are gonna throw us outside? And he's like, listen, man, call the police. So we told the lady we were gonna call the police. And she never, the police didn't come. So we like, okay, cool. They realized that they don't want the police in this area. 10:59, the police comes. I'm talking. I'm ready to go outside. I'm ready. My attorney was like, Storm, sit down. She walked outside. I said, my realtor who's there, I said, Claudia, go see what's going on. I didn't flinch. We talking about our life. All the girls telling their story. Tamika Mallory telling us about when she got canceled and was on opioid addiction. She was addicted to opioids. It was 98 pounds. And everybody we just listening. My attorney come back and says, they better not play with me. And sat down. I said, what happened? She said, the police came and said, this is amazing. I don't see no breach of contract here. Ma'am, go do your thing. This seems like a civil case. If they have a problem, they could just take y'all to court. Why am I saying that? It's not what's taught, it's what's caught. We could have went crazy and left the house. And mind you, 10 women paid to stay in the house. So now we looking for hotel rooms, trying to figure out where we're going to take the party to. And because I had the right people around me, because we remained calm, everything always works out for me. And that moment just made me realize you got to have proper planning, the right people, the right contracts in place, and make sure that you have always counsel present so that you could avoid things like this. And we finished the evening. The next day, we evacuated the house. We left the house beautiful. We didn't do no damage, nothing, because I have respect, integrity, character, and honor. If I was the old nigga Stormy, I would have broke stuff, stole stuff, did all kind of stuff. I didn't, because that's not who I am. Because what you give will always come back to you, regardless. Whatever you put out, always the energy, the vibration you put out, always come back to you in return. And I left that house in great condition. And I feel proud that everything is going to work out.
How can people get in touch with you if they're interested in Girl Hold My Hand? Because I think that women and their daughters should be a part of it. And if you ever expand it to Girl Hold My Hand, and brother, you can hold Les Brown's hand, I want you to know I endorse what you're doing 100%. How can people get in touch with you?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I want to clear up some misunderstandings. Granted, 99.9% of the community is women. Mm-hmm. Why? Like I know, it takes a special kind of man to seek help. Men don't really adapt like they should to help and to change and to therapy and to mentorship and coaching. Women are more apt to say, let's do this. But if you think about it, if you asked me to hold your hand and you didn't know my name, you'll say, girl, hold my hand. So girl, hold my hand doesn't mean girl on girl, hold my hand. Oh. Right. You're a man. If you didn't know my name, girl, hold my hand.
It's addressed to you, not to the person that's reaching out.
Exactly.
Got it.
I'm the one holding the hands.
Got it.
We come together and we elevate the women, and now we're the girls that's holding hands. So I have a couple of men in the community. Omar is one of the men in the community. We got a couple of men in the community.
And Les Brown is a part of the community.
Les Brown's a part of the community. Talk to me Thursday. We can't wait for Thursday.
Yes, I got something for him. Let the record show. Up in here, up in here. How can people, where should they go? Vanessa, put something on the screen so people can go and get more information, please.
StormyIamWoke.com. Stormy. IamWoke.com.
WOKE.
Yes, and woke is I'm the acronym queen. Woke stands for wisdom, oneness, knowledge, elevation.
Come on, somebody.
We waking people up, and what we do is it is a subscription-based community, but we give people 7 days for free. Because if you don't like it on the 6th day, on the 5th day, whatever, if it's not help you to be elevated, just cancel and never come back. And it's no obligation for you, but try it, see what it does for you. We meet every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. We got Les Brown Talk to Me Thursdays. So on Thursday at 8 o'clock, he talks to you. Trust me. And he talks, okay? And he gives you what you need and leave you shifted and gifted and ready to go higher. And then I'm live on Mondays and Wednesdays. And on Friday, we have Freedom Friday, where people are able to share their wins and their losses. You know, a lot of times people need somebody to talk to. We have a lot of business owners. We have the business owner of the week every week. This week is Omar Towns, who owns 200 salon suites. He has his hair care products in over 15,000 stores. A black man doing his thing. We have, of course, Lydia, who owns a hookah shop. We got several business women and men in the community, and we're able to connect, collaborate, and celebrate each other in that community Monday through Friday. As a matter of fact, tonight we got a coaching call. Tonight is Testimonial Tuesday at 9 o'clock. They could come to the community. I Am Woke, go to Girl Hold My Hand, and they could hear what the community is really about. And you know, I think what I'm more proud of is the type of people in the community. These are people that are elevated and they just want to become the highest and best versions of themselves. And they're willing and they're ready to meet new people. They're not afraid. I think people are afraid of new connections. Like this month is called Open October, which means be open to new things, new ideas, new opportunities, new doors closing. If a door is closing, let it close, because something new is about to open. So every month we have a new theme, and this month is Open October. And tonight at 9, Testimony Tuesday with of course Vanessa and Sheila, and they could hear what's really happening in the community and why they definitely want to be connected.
Listen, I have enjoyed this, and I want to see some fire and some thumbs up if you've enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed it. What you're doing, it's a movement, and it's a movement to create a different type of culture, and being in a community of people who have dreams and goals and things they want to do special with their lives. And so this has been very insightful, and I just want to thank you. What happened? Where are you now?
I was realizing that my mirror, I wasn't looking that cute. I'm like, why I look blurry? Now look how pretty I look now. See, dang. I forgot to wipe off the camera. I look prettier now.
Yes, you do, but you were still gorgeous anyhow before you did that. Look at the fire that people are responding. They got some insight into you. You are powerful.
42. I'm 42 years old and I ain't 42 and I ain't through.
42 and I ain't through. Woo! All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much. We must do this more often. All right.
Hey, listen, they need to follow my Instagram. Y'all follow my Instagram at your own risk, Coach Stormy with a Y. It's great energy, great information, a lot of fun. I'm on there every day. I post too much. No, I don't think nobody posts more than me, honey.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your Instagram again?
Coach Stormy with a Y.
Yes, she obviously danced to the beat of a different drummer. Oh, she's special. Up in here, up in here. Stormy, you have something special.
How can people access this who want to see this at a later date, the whole thing?
We're going to get you a copy and send it to you, and we're going to boost it, and we're going to play it.
All Yay. Right? Okay. Listen, my very first interview with the Honorable Les Brown, legendary. Many of you all may not know this. I've been knowing Les Brown since I was 29 years old. I took a picture with him. He told me, lady, I could make you one of the best speakers in the world. And I was 29. He spoke that over my life at 29 years young. And so to be able to connect with him and to be recognized and respected by him, he called my phone. He came to my house. He been in my office. He ate my food. Like, I just want you to know that is an honor to me to be able to be connected to you. It is a joy to be able to call you mentor, coach, friend, daddy, uncle. Like, I want you to know, like, you are the best. And if people have not been able to really tap into you, they really should. I've never met someone of your stature and still doing what you're doing at 77 years young. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. People your age be ready to die. And it's like, he called me today, told me, yo, I gotta race him. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
Yes, and I'm gonna beat you too. We're gonna videotape it. I'm gonna spot you 10 and still beat you in the 50-yard dash.
Oh my God. Thank you for everything. You are amazing. I want you to know, can we drop some hearts and some fire for someone that we should all aspire to be like, still living at 77? Come on, somebody.
Come on, somebody. I'm
Come
coming.
on, somebody.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Tell them again how they can reach out to you.
Instagram, Coach Stormy with a Y, and join my community, y'all. It is a game changer. It would definitely wake you up every morning with some motivation, some inspiration, some wisdom, some oneness, some knowledge for elevation. And it's Stormy, I am. Remember, anything you put after the word I am is what you're becoming. I am woke. I am excited. I am blessed. I am happy. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am bold. I am prosperous. I am woke. So every time you go to the community, you're waking yourself up subconsciously. And you're not even realizing that I am woke. So Stormy, IamWoke.com.
All right. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Exactly.
Bye for now, and
Bye
stay
for
rich.
now.
Yes.
Stay rich. Yes, exactly. Love you. Thank you so much.
Love you and appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. They don't make them like that no more. This is a modern day Madam C.J. Walker. Yes, yes, yes. You come for her, you got to come through me. She's a bad somebody up in here, up in here. I admire her and hold her in the highest degree. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now.